ASL presents Gosu Pizza.
The second set in a row in the upper right-hand corner, we're going to have Ailee, who went 2-0 against Reaper. Let's see how he does against a Protoss player.
Yep, and that Protoss player, of course, is the theraydog over here on the top left-hand corner of the map in the stunning green.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm curious if Ailee will, last time on this map, started CC first, but it was also CC first in direct response to Hatch first. So
Right.
may or may not always be the plan. It's just, yeah, we'll have to see.
Yep.
And not opting for a wall off here. So the first depot will go behind the mineral line and first pylon up by the Nexus, but that's almost always the case.
Well, you're a Protoss player, so I'm assuming you recognize. Well, if I'm playing against Protoss, I don't worry about walling off.
No.
It
depends what you're going to do, obviously. If you're not doing anything too super fancy, then it doesn't matter. You're better off not doing it. But if you're trying to hide something, mostly if you're trying to hide that you didn't take gas, I feel that people wall off.
Yeah.
But we do see gas going down here now, so that's obviously not the case.
Yeah, pretty standard opener here from theraydog so far.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks like, you know what, probably going to go ahead and get that fast Reaper, even if it's not for aggression, just for fast scouting.
Yeah, it's always good to get. Like, it's relatively cheap to grab, and it just gives you so much information. If you keep it alive, it's just the gift that keeps on giving. It's just the thing that continues to scout your opponent, and it limits their options so much. You get that first Reaper, and all of a sudden their first Stalker can't really leave the base, and stuff like that. It just it is worth a lot.
Okay.
And we got,
apparently people are talking about an acid trip feeling on the screen. I don't know what they're...
I'm not sure what that is.
I just pulled up the screen to see, but it looked pretty normal to me. So.
Yeah, maybe it's that weird little Zergling eating a pizza or whatever the hell that is. Or is that supposed to be a drone? I don't know.
I'm really not... I thought it was a Hydralisk, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I must not have been looking at it right.
It's Zerg either way.
Yep.
Zerg unit eating a pizza. So.
Yeah, that could trip you out, I guess.
Yeah.
There are random colors.
Really?
Okay.
I think
we have enhanced colors in our Game Heart mod. So that might be doing part of it for you guys.
Either that or there is the possibility that these people at home actually just are on an acid trip.
I was actually just going to play off that and actually not bring up the enhanced colors. Just say, no, it's totally normal.
Yeah, this is your fault.
All right, Reaper got the information he wanted.
Yeah.
The Reaper, I should say, as we do have a player called Reaper.
That is true. And yeah, as the Reaper swings out, the SCV is going to swing on in and try and look for whether or not the Nexus has been taken. But not only are we getting no Nexus right now, but 2 more gateways, and there's been chrono boosting out of the initial Stalkers.
And actually engineering bay block going down.
Yeah.
I may be on acid.
It could happen. This actually could work out. I always feel as a Protoss player, if a Terran does a late engineering block, I like it. Because if I didn't want to take my Nexus in the first place, you just made it so that I don't have to hide that I didn't take my Nexus.
Yeah.
You gave me an excuse to not take it, so it's not weird that I'm not. And yeah, that's exactly what so he's going to poke with this like 1 Stalker, and he's not in any hurry to actually clear this out. I don't think.
Yeah, I've done that where I'm like, oh, that's so terrible. Darn it. What do I do now?
Yeah, exactly.
Then Reaper got out of there, got the good scout, got the cancel off on the engineering bay.
Yeah, so he does get the cancel. I'm curious to see, he will actually put it down. But we've got Immortal out as well. We've got the Warp Gate finished. You can see the value of the Reaper holding the Watchtower in the middle. It's going to be really hard to get I think this probe is going to go out and try and put a pylon on the other side, but he may be spotted in doing so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, well, he just walked into range, so Reaper should clean that up. Oh, I was actually just trying to take the tower. No chances for life there. Oh, and the move out's going to be spotted. Nope. Backed up.
Yeah, should kind of send maybe just the one stalker to poke out and provide cover, but I almost think if theraydog was thinking aggression, he's kind of canceled the plan.
Well,
Although, as I say that, there he goes. But there's no pylon, so I don't know what he would do with this.
I would have just sent one stalker out to poke.
Yeah, which would be a normal thing to do. Yeah.
Well, all right. So now he is splitting up his units a little bit here. Going to send that one Marine out to tell the tale what he sees.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
There's so much bio out here by our Terran player, though. He hasn't gone up to a factory yet and is actually getting an engineering bay as well. Combat shields well on the way. Stim pack well on the way. There comes the pylon, but with all these delays, I almost think that the Protoss is walking into a brick wall here.
Well, especially with the APM and the micro we have seen out of Ailee.
If he sees this force, he may abandon the plan.
I would warp in some zealots.
Yeah. Yeah, these stalkers are not going to do it.
Oh, and actually, he's just going to run on by here.
Yeah,
that's exactly.
This is interesting. If he gets his force kind of like separated and hit from the back, but I don't think our Protoss knows what is happening until it's going to be too late in about a
There's the
second.
warp in. Nothing he's going to be able to do.
He can recall. See
Oh,
if he
yeah,
thinks
he
of
could do
that.
that.
See if he thinks of that quickly. Now in a supply blocked position, does recall back. Stim goes off. Awesome force field.
Yeah, in the back here.
Over there, that's the best force field probably I've ever seen. And he's going to get totally cleaned up here. And I think this is just going to outright.
Stutter Step's going to take.
Yeah. Although there's no reinforcements on the way.
So he's going to hold temporarily. Oh, my goodness.
He'll get killed, but he'll have another warp in by the time this dies. And yeah, he should be able to hold out here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, brings
I'm just watching to see if he can even kill
there.
these 4 units.
Yeah, probes are actually pretty good at dealing with things that are this red. But a bunch will die on the way.
And you're right, though, there was no follow-up.
Yeah, and there's a ton of forces on the other side. There's a good 16 bio troops over there. Instead, he's just going to throw down another command center, throw down more barracks. He's got the factory starport coming out. Actually cancels the command center. I think maybe just saying, like, I don't need that.
Yep. So we got 3 racks, 5 racks total. Factory in the starport. We got those troops moving out in the middle of the map. There's really nothing to deal with this. He's really going to have to pull that mothership core back and use photon overcharge. Should be able to use that.
Yeah, will be available in like 9 seconds.
Yeah, these stalkers
are not. Haul out.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So, and he did. Yeah, let's see how this goes.
But does not set it off right away. There it goes. He may just, with nothing there, he can just out DPS the Nexus, or just do this and run right into the main base. And yeah, that's just pretty much gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't clean it up this time.
Doesn't have zealot legs. There goes a robotics facility. Or a bay. And the kiting just continuing to be excellent here.
Yeah, he's just not moving them all as a group, instead splitting them off, obviously, which is what's really important when dealing with the force like that. He may let himself kind of get cleaned up here.
Yeah.
Just the way that he's controlling it, but still the damage is just so severe.
28 workers have been killed.
Yeah.
And a 3rd base is down for Ailee. And another bio force is underway.
Yeah, I wish if there was one major improvement in his play that we've seen from all 3 games is rallying forward. If he was maybe a little more proactive in rallying forward, so that instead of a force of like red troops getting cleaned up, they're reinforced by green ones, then you never actually back off. But in the long run here, it's not going to make any difference. It could have made a difference in particularly the first game we saw against Zerg.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, now we got medevacs. Every time the force just gets a little stronger.
Yep, even getting a Ghost Academy out, the armory completed just now. Just literally exactly double right now on what the army supply is. He's going to drop
here comes
onto the high ground where currently there's nothing.
Worker count plus 16 right now for Ailee.
Even going right for cloaking for the ghosts.
Yeah, that's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, there's a robo, but there's no observer, so by the time he sees that, forces will unload. Protoss forced to come back and expand, or come back. It's not going to be a healthy decision.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And all the sentries taken out. He picks, I like this too, picking up and just going right behind the mineral line where he's got a lot better.
Yeah, because the stalkers are preoccupied.
Angle. Yeah. Big warp in his zealots here. Once again, picks them up. And I think he'll just move right down to the lower base. Yeah. And drop behind the line there.
Oh my god. 35 worker kills and rising. And
once
back up
again,
to the high ground?
Yeah, exactly. As soon as they come into touch, he should. We'll try and stem and kite some of these down. But it does just constantly leave me thinking, what if these were rallied forward? There's about 30 troops over at his own base that if they had just made their way across, they'd be there by now.
Yeah. And he's got 56 army supply just kind of sitting over here right in between these 2 bases. And already took a
Protoss is actually going to move out.
Well, I kind of feel at this point, the theraydog probably feels it's all in time.
Yeah. He doesn't have any awareness of what, like literally there's one building on the entire map that theraydog has scouted, and it's the CC at the natural. He doesn't know his opponent's on 4 bases or what its tech is or anything like that.
He's going to try and take a third, though.
Yep. He kind of has to, I guess.
Well, you got to find something to get back into the game. Not that it's going to probably happen here.
Yeah.
But you never know. He is too scared. He wants to play safe. Yeah, well, and they're going to run into each other.
Yeah, this one will finally be big enough that there's nothing the Protoss can warp in to clean this up. We'll clean up the pylon, but that's kind of inconsequential. Yeah.
He could just win the game. Why doesn't he go for the win? We know.
He's stopping to think about what he's done.
It's ironic that, that's what have I done? I'm going to go to church here and pray for those poor souls, and then I'll come back and do it some more.
Exactly. Oh, even taking out the rocks. Yeah. The target selection that we've seen from Ailee is, and the hesitation, the rallying and the hesitation is the one major complaint that I would say, because with the micro and macro of this player, could probably be like leagues higher, but it's those few things, the decisions. We'll clear that out. This will finally take everything down and just tap out here.
There we go.
Good stuff for Ailee so far.
ASL presents Gosu Pizza.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of playing on this map.
Me neither, really. It's if I do, I always just like 2 base all in.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not at all confident in getting the third. It's just so far away that you're going to get dropped, you're going to get attacked, you're going to get something. Something's going to happen to you.
Ailee changed colors this game.
Yeah, I think he's been a color chameleon or something. Supposed to
Well, you've
appear.
been pink, yellow,
Yeah.
pink, red.
Yes. We'll see if the next one is pink. Maybe there's some sort of meta to this.
Right.
I don't know. But we do have the green Ray Dog. The Ray Dog. The green
Trying to
the Ray
survive.
Dog. Yeah, up here on the top right hand side of it. And he's building pretty similar to what he was the first time around. And so is our Terran player basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't expect to see a lot of variants.
There we
And
go.
we'll have an SCV going out. He does this a lot too. He scouts around his own base before moving out, and it's a good habit to be in, just to
Make sure there's
you're
no
not getting
shenanigans.
cheesed and stuff like that. It's often a good idea, but sometimes people get lazy. But so far, Ali's done that quite consistently, so that's good.
Yep. Now, how does Ray Dog change it up here after getting pretty much one-sidedly beaten
Yeah.
last game? What is you as a Protoss player? What would you do after what you saw in that first game if that was you?
On that first game, given how much bio was made, I would abandon the entire concept of an early attack and try and focus on defense and getting my macro up to get to the late game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would definitely be the way to go. Once you see that they've focused that much on like 3 racks with a bunker up and everything like that, early gateway attack or an early whatever is not going to work. So just try and get to the later part of the game, because that's where Protoss is better anyway.
Well, it looks like Ray Dog caught a break on getting that probe out this time.
Yeah,
But we
but
do
Ailee
have...
Ailee being almost double shenaniganal with a barracks in his natural and the factory up in the 3rd or 4th, whatever you call it, base of Ray Dog. And I'm curious if this is for either a Widowmine or Hellion walk-in, or whether he'd ever consider actually floating that out to try
Yeah,
it out.
I'm looking at the vision. Most of that base on this map... Okay, there is definitely an opening.
Yeah, down there.
And let's see what he does. We'll keep an eye on that. Back at his base, it looks like he doesn't want to show that he's not taking a natural.
Right.
He's
he's
acting
trying to
like there's a
keep
base
that.
there.
Yeah.
And yep, it is going to be a liftoff.
Yeah. So we'll go up and we're going to see. It's later than normal to do that. You often see this as just a complete rush so that they get it out literally before you could possibly have detection. But it's going to turn out that the Protoss does not have any detection whatsoever. He's not going to be aware of this at all, and this could just be an outright kill once a Widowmine or 2 gets out.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this Widowmine does. There's not going to be any detection. There is no natural down, so this is going to really delay Ray Dog again.
Yeah. Now, on the other hand, this is going to be a straight-up 4-gate attack out of our Protoss player. He's got the proxy pylon in position. So this, but there comes the Widowmine.
And he got it down. Oh, God!
Worst possible reaction to the Widowmine is to take
9
everything and pull
kills.
them into a group. Yeah.
Yeah, and this just absolutely delayed mining.
Yeah. This
And now he ran
Bioforce
into the
coming up,
bio army.
really not doing the best in the world.
He was just going to go ahead and move out with his 4-gate, and he's realizing...
Yeah, Time Warp coming down here. That may let him clean up that little portion of the forest. We'll keep a little bit alive, but Widowmine's now moving into place. I don't know where he's going with that one. Had he burrowed it right next to the 10 like probes sitting there, that would be the end of that. But
I think he's just trying to make it so he can scan the moment an observer comes out.
yeah,
Which I know is sick
Yeah.
on its own, but I think that's what he's going to do.
yeah. I mean, all these things are gonna. Yeah.
Oh my
everything's gonna
God.
die. He's getting the observer out there now. Terran thinking ahead, putting a bunker up back home.
How about we all go to
That one Widowmine with 12 kills, another with 2. Widowmine does get lifted out of the ground, and he's going to go try and burrow
I
behind.
think he's going to try and take the sentry out.
Yeah. And there comes another one. Boom.
No.
Yeah, it gets its... They all get their shoutouts again. There goes the sentry. So these will finally get cleaned up, but at what cost? There's
At
5
what
probes.
cost?
Yeah, there's six probes right now out on the map. There's no recovery from that.
All right, Delta wants to report the score. Go ahead and just put it in the chat. We can read you, buddy. There. So that was the one you were waiting on, right?
Yes.
You can just report it because we're here.
Yeah, just tell me.
Just tell me.
I am in the Gosu Pizza group and chat room too, though. So if you can't find me, just hop in one of those and you can just message me.
He is moving out with what little he has, but he is moving out with. It's not going to be enough to deal with these marauders.
No, it's just gonna.
This is
die here, and so Ailee will be moving on to our next round.
All right, so yeah, and Delta defeated Innocent Gun.
Okay.
2-1.
2-1.
And yeah, this game is essentially over.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tab out and update that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of glad we picked Ailee as Ailee actually. Ailee as one of the players that we've been casting because it's been really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These have been interesting so far. Just using kind of clever.
Oh, and he's moving back again.
He does do this though. That's the one mildly frustrating thing about Ailee so far. Does not have that go for the throat mentality.
Not at all. It is very passive aggressive
mentality. Yeah.
Oh my
goodness.
It's
this wide lead and then goes back and is very, very calm and very passive after that. And that did almost when he did that against the Zerg once, had him down to 7 workers, let him claw back to about 25 more than he had before closing out the game.
Yeah.
So there is.
I mean, that's the thing is, okay, maybe he's way ahead, but why give them an opportunity
to
catch back up? I mean, how dead do we have theraydog? I mean, his saturation on one base is good, but at least he's got it back up to an okay point. But he still doesn't. I mean, he's getting an immortal out. He's got a couple sentries. If he actually splits the army in half, what's his APM? 35 to 235.
Yeah.
If he force fields the ramp and splits the army, and you get some zealots up there, maybe a little hope.
Maybe.
But
I think maybe if he had charge, but he's never going to be able to afford to do that or get there. And his opponent would have to sit there and let the zealots hit him during this whole process, and that's not going to happen.
He's actually
he's going for the tech lab on that. I can see later in the factory. I don't understand the tech lab.
Well, maybe he's drawing the troops off the high ground.
Yeah.
Because look, now the force field points can be useless.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Will come catch him from behind.
Perfect. Here. And he got him in a better position.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes that's the case. As Destiny calls it, that's a retard magnet. Just to make you come out and kill something that's not important. We'll force field him out. You got to admire the theraydog's tenacity, but
he says you are not getting in here.
It's not for anything.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we'll get up. It's just move commanding right now.
Yeah, I noticed that.
We'll come in and take everything out, and
there we go.
That's got to be it at this point. But once again, not reinforcing or anything. If he pulled all his probes and everything, he could actually clean that up, but he will tap out. Victory scans go down.
And GG. Ailee goes on to round number 3.